I'm going to show you how to make material substitutions using your own local materials. First, let's go to the calculator. Now we'll make a copy. And this copy, we'll just call it My Materials. Instead of this generic feldspar, we want to use a local feldspar. Let's use Custer. And instead of this generic kaolin, we will use a local kaolin. Let's use EPK. Now the first thing you'll notice is that our UMF is a little bit different than the original. Also, the silica alumina chart shows a slight variation. To begin the substitution, we want to start with the fluxes. These two groups here, the sodium and the potassium, make up the alkali metals, and they can be grouped together as R2O. Together, they combine for 0.23. The alkaline earths in this case are just the calcium, which together total 0.76. So the ratio between the alkali metals and the alkaline earths, or the R2O group and the RO group, is 0.23 to 0.77. Because our new recipe has a different flux ratio than the original recipe, we want to increase the Custer feldspar, which contains the R2O fluxes that we need. I'll gradually increase the Custer feldspar until we reach the same flux ratio as the original recipe. There, now we're at 0.26 to 0.74, the same as the original recipe. Now let's look at the rest of the UMF. The alumina in my new recipe is 0.41, the same as in my original recipe. But the silica is slightly different. In fact, you can see this difference on the silica alumina chart. My new recipe is slightly to the right, or higher in silica, than the original recipe. To remove silica, all we have to do is to remove some of the quartz in the recipe. So I'll click the minus button until my dot is over the original recipe's dot on the silica alumina chart. It looks like about 25.5. So now the flux ratio is the same, the alumina is the same, and the silica is pretty much the same, 3.71 and 3.7. Also, the silica alumina ratios are pretty much the same. So, we've successfully made material substitutions with local materials. One more thing though, our new recipe doesn't actually add up to 100%. By clicking the 100% base button, we can automatically adjust all of the recipe and material amounts to equal 100%. Now let's save our new recipe. And that's it.